Welcome to the Power Hour on Axis TV, your source for all things rock and metal. I'm Matt Pinfield.
I'm Josh Bernstein.
I'm Katie Babs.
And joining us today on the show, we've got the incredible Nita Strauss, as well as Andy Biersack from the band Black Veil Brides.
We love them to death, and we're so glad they're here, both some of our favorite people.
Yeah, and we get to talk to Nita about the new single she just dropped with Dorothy. So two of our favorite females coming together to make an incredible song.
That's right. Now, last week, Seven Dust had the #1 video at Fence, the claymation masterpiece. Will they retain? Will they hold out for a second week? I guess we'll find out. It's up to these fans.
Let's check out last week's #1. That was last week's #1, Seven Dust with Fence. Wonder if it will keep the #1 spot.
That's right. We have your top 10 videos coming up, including 5 brand new ones, including a new song from the guys in Stained. We've been waiting a long time for this one. Yep. Here's a little snippet of that right now.
There it is, the official video for the new Stain single, which is blowing up the radio charts all over America. It's in the top 5 already, which is pretty amazing because we've been waiting quite a few years for them to literally put out some new music, right?
Well, guys, I hate to interrupt, but now is my favorite segment of the show. As you guys know, music news. Just announced this week, Tool is doing a huge fall tour. It could be incredible, including stopping by Louder Than Life and Aftershock. I know, I can't wait to go see them. What do you think, Matt?
I think it's incredible. They were so good seeing them play at Sonic Temple, and of course those folks who got to see them at Welcome to Rockville felt the same way. Their graphics and their light show is, you feel like you can get swallowed into it. It's like, It's so good, it looks like another world. So, and then of course Maynard up there doing his thing, and he never stands in the front. He's always behind Denny Carey on the drums, you know, but yeah, they were incredible.
I'm always looking forward to seeing what Maynard is going to come out on stage with, whether it's going to be dressed in drag or maybe as a janitor or anything, because you never know what to expect with him.
Well, I am so excited that we get to see Tool on tour this fall. It's going to be incredible. Now, our next piece of news, we talked about this a little bit last week, but now they have returned, they have advanced. Simon Cowell loves them.
Woo! Simon, thank you for loving Steel Panther on America's Got Talent.
What do you think of that? I think they could go all the way.
I honestly feel like they will be in the finale, but that might just be because we love them so much. But who knows? They could end up winning it and then get a residency in Vegas or something.
I agree, and I think it'd be great to see them win because rock needs to be represented on those competition shows. It's been a long time since guys like Chris Daughtry were out there and has become a regular on our show, of course. You know, I mean, he started through American Idol, so Steel Panther, I think it'd be really cool.
They're definitely going to have to write more PG-13 songs because I don't think the majority of the songs that they have are.
I think as the season stretches, we're gonna get into Asian Hooker. There might be some other songs that we might hear. 1987. We'll see what gets.
Maybe some Tiger Woods.
Yeah, let me just tell you something, guys. All you got to do is go to their website and look at the names of some of their equipment they sell. They're like pedals for the guitars.
Oh yes, the pea melter.
Yeah.
I won't use the rest of that term, but it's a fantastic.
Speaking of pea.
Oh yeah, so speaking of pea, I'm so glad what a beautiful segue for Katie. You should get credit for that. Our last piece of news is actually from Tommy Lee, Motley Crue. His girlfriend recently, who's a stand-up comedian, Brittany Ferlin, has expressed that she doesn't care. Tommy's been posting photos of his 16-year-old drunk on the internet, and she thinks it's funny, and has put it into her act. I mean, I know obviously when that photo got released, we had on the show that day, we had Ashley Costello.
Yep.
There's a lot of excitement about the junk being revealed.
I think we talked about it for like a solid 20 minutes, just about Tommy Lee's wee.
Highest rated segment of our show
His
history.
willy.
Yeah, I think
you
that
wanna
Josh
say?
and I just kind of stood there, like sat there and listened to you ladies
I have
go on
I still
about
have no
it.
comment on Tommy Lee's junk.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's super slot.
Yes.
it's
But
a
if you-
nice
yeah.
piece for a 60-year-old man. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
If you subscribe,
I can't say-
if you
I can't-
subscribe,
I like Tommy Lee's wee, okay?
Yeah, and you know, guys like me can't compete with that. First of all, I'm short, I'm Irish, you know, that's the way it is.
he's more of a Vince Neil. which is okay. Well, guys, that has been the news. Thank you so much for joining us, and stay tuned every week for hot breaking news like tour announcements and 60-year-old men's junk.
Now let's check out our 5 brand new music videos.
Up first, it's one of our guests today on the show, the great Nita Strauss, the incredible guitarist, and she gets some help from one of our past guests, none other than Dorothy. Let's check it out right now. It's a brand new video that you can vote on, and it's called Victorious.
Step closer, can you hear us now? Victorious. One step closer, can you hear us now? Victorious. Hey, hey, here we are. Hey, hey, here we are. One step closer, can you hear us now? Victorious.
That's Victorious, brand new music from the incredible Nita Strauss, who's on the show today, and some help from Dorothy right there.
Pretty cool. Shout out to our good friend Josh V on drums too, inside that boxing ring. Pretty badass video. And speaking of badass videos, our next new one is from the band Filter. Now, huge fans. Got to see Filter at both Welcome to Rockville and Sonic Temple, including Katie and I got to sit down with Mr. Patrick and say hi to those guys.
Yeah, it was great. I had no idea how close him and Trent Reznor were and how they grew up together. I thought that was so awesome. So let's check out their brand new video for Face Down.
Something inspires the things I do. You love me, face down, spilling blood on higher ground. You love me, face down.
And another new music video for you right there, Filter with Face Down.
It's great stuff. In fact, it was really cool that Richard Patrick was actually texting backstage on my birthday with Trent Reznor of 9 Inch Nails. I'm sporting the 9 Inch Nails t-shirt today because he was in 9 Inch Nails before he formed Filter, and this is their 30th anniversary tour that they're going out on right now.
All right, can't wait to see them this summer with Allison Cooper and Rob Zombie and Ministry on that incredible tour. But when we come back, our top 10 videos.
Plus, we have special interviews with Nita Strauss and Andy Biersack of Black Veil Brides.
It's all coming up next on the Power Hour right here on Axis TV. Stick around. Welcome back to the Power Hour here on Axis TV, your source for all things rock and metal. I'm Matt Pinfield.
I'm Josh Bernstein,
I'm Katie Babs.
and we are all in this next video. Woo! Guys, Power Hour, the hit theme song for our TV show, finally has a video. It has arrived, piping hot, fresh, and we're gonna premiere it here. Now, guys, I can't encourage you enough to hit that QR code and vote great.
All right, yes.
Nothing else, just great.
Yes.
Vote great on this one. It's Butterside with literally our theme song for the show, Power Hour. We all got to be in it, and people are pretty convinced that we know how to play instruments. That's
Well,
not
he
the case
does.
at all, but
I sing, he plays bass.
I mean,
But you know what, Katie, you look actually the most rock star of us all, to be honest with you.
I don't know about that, but we'll let everybody else determine that.
The deep fake technology is real.
Yes.
Very impressive.
Yes, we'll let the viewers decide if it looks like I'm really playing or not. Here it is, Butterside with Power Hour. There you have it, Power Hour, the theme song by Butterside. Woo! 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 I love it.
I think it was great.
I mean, I wake up and I hear that theme when I wake up.
You know what's really amazing too? Patrick Allen Stone, the singer of the band, has 6 degrees of separation with everything because he's also in the Nita Strauss video we showed with Dorothy, and he's in a Black Veil Brides video. And we got Andy coming on here from Black Veil Brides. So man,
It's all connected.
the omnipresent
6
Patrick
degrees of
Allen
butter.
Stone.
Yep.
That's it.
All the butter bros and butter babes are loving that one.
Yes.
Moving on to our next video, it comes from Fever333, and Jason, the vocalist, was recently solo for quite a while with the band, but has introduced 3 brand new members, and this is the first single that they have put out together. It's Swing. The latest from Fever333, Swing! And what did Jason recently do at a festival over the weekend?
What did he do? I heard that he decided to get on some of the amusement rides.
During his performance, he literally ran to the Ferris wheel with his wireless microphone and got on the Ferris wheel with fans, and they were just sitting there recording him. And now he's looking for the Guinness World Records to reach out to him so he can get in there.
If you're watching Mr. Guinness, please call Jason Butler from Fever333.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely. Great stuff. Up next, we've got our final new video of the week, and it's from the band Stain. They finally dropped the official video here. The song is roaring up the radio charts. People can't get enough of Stain. They're so happy to have them back. Let's check out a little bit of this one. It's called Lowest in Me.
You can bring out the lowest that I have in me. I feel the chaos and the gravity, and I can't escape the bitterness I can't change. You can bring out the lowest that I have, lowest that I have in me.
There you have it, our final new video of the week that you have to vote on. That's Stain and Lowest in Me from their forthcoming album. It's a big radio hit already.
Do you consider Aaron Lewis part of the bald community, or is he not fully?
You know, I consider him part of the ball community, although sometimes he's like a lot of guys who kind of cover it up with a hat.
Yeah, he wears a hat. I don't know if you saw that as like a slight, or you.
No, I don't see it as a slight. I think I think you need to let your bright head shine. You got to let the shine come out.
Okay.
There needs to be a theme song for all bald men.
I know. And would you sing it, Katie, and write it?
I think Disturbed wrote it. I'm a bald man.
Because I'm a bald man.
I'm a bald man.
Yeah, I'm
Because
bald,
he's
man.
a bald man.
And he's Dave Damon.
It's David Draymond.
Yes, this song has been written already.
It's like the opposite of the song Hair.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Should be a medley. Should be a
when
medley.
we come back, we have your top 10 countdown as voted by you. Plus, we're going to be joined by Andy Biersack of Black Veil Brides.
Oh my God, he's so hot.
Oh, coming up on the Power Hour, right here on Access TV.
Welcome back to the Power Hour on Access TV. It's Katie Babs, and of course, I'm joined by Matt and Josh, and we have a very special guest in the studio. It's Andy Biersack of Black Veil Brides.
Thank you. Please clap.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we'll clap for you now.
That applause sign was blinking so hard.
Yeah.
That's
by
weird
the
that
way,
you brought that.
That's the only Jeb Bush quote that I'll do the whole
Yeah.
time that I'm here. So I always
Please clap for me.
I do one at the start of every interview, so that's the only one I'm gonna have today, though.
He's famous for that.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It's true.
You know what? Our video for, I was going to say our video, like I was in it with you or something, which I wasn't, but I would have liked to be. Savior
I like you
2.
to take ownership over something you enjoy. I appreciate it.
Yes, so there you go. So you have to do it sometimes. Savior 2, of course, we showed early on the show. Such a great video when you resurrected that idea, and we love the clip, but I'm excited about new music. Can you tell us what you're working on right now?
Yeah, well, so a couple things. We did a cover song. We did a Sisters of Mercy cover, the song Temple of Love. That's coming out super soon. Might already be out when this is out, but we did that, and then Villa Vallo of him is joining us on that song. He's also joining us on tour. We're doing a co-headline tour across North America.
Yeah.
And so that's coming out, and then in addition to that, we are presently working on the 7th full-length album.
That's great. I can't wait. And I kind of hear that Sister of Mercy cover, man. I just missed all their shows, Andrew Eldridge, they were out on
yeah,
tour, and I
yeah.
would have liked to have seen them. Did you see any of them?
I didn't. I wanted to go to the Sick Old Dog or whatever the festival was
Cruel
called.
World?
Yeah.
Sick Cruel World
Yeah.
Festival.
Sick New World.
Yeah,
Strange Old Guy Festival.
that's it.
But no, I didn't get a chance to see it.
But I can't wait to hear your version of it. That's going to be
Hopefully it's good. And hopefully, there's really two things that can happen with a cover like that, especially with like an iconic band. They can either like it, and then that's good, or they can hate it, which is also okay.
Yeah.
Because if you think about
It's
it,
a fine line.
if you read the pull quote, Susan Mercy hates this cover, you're going to listen to it regardless of how
Yeah.
it sounds.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty good
So-
endorsement.
You'd rather that than be completely indifferent, you know?
Yeah.
Like when Rob Zombie put out, White Zombie put out God of Thunder, and they were all dressed in the Kiss makeup, and he was like, Kiss didn't even respond. Like, you know what I mean? On their first ever single, they were trying to get sued,
Yeah.
and it never happened.
Well, I don't want to get sued, Andrew Eldridge. I'm speaking to you directly right now, but
He's a big fan of the show.
well, I've heard that.
Big fan.
Yeah. He went to. I wish I could have gone to Strange Old Dog Festival, but I wasn't there. And no, I mean, the truth of the matter is, you never make anything with the intention of having people not like it. But as a band that has been referred to as the most hated band in the universe multiple times, including by various publications, we are used to having a certain amount of ire when we release things. So I guess it's a little fun to think that maybe Sisters of Mercy fans would get mad, but that's not the intention. We wanted to make something really good. Growing up, one of my favorite things in the world was listening to music of that era, and I had a cassette that I made of the greatest hits of Sisters of Mercy, and I'd play it in my mom's car on the drive to school. And so that song has been a huge part of my life since I was a kid, and so we did our best. Promise.
I don't think you're the most hated band in the world.
Yeah.
I think Nickelback takes the cake for that, but you know how much
In
I
America,
love my
in America.
Nickelback.
Look, I'm not trying to. It's not like who's the worst person.
Of course.
Like
of
I'm
course.
not. I'm not fighting for this title.
Yeah, you don't want it. Nobody
way-
wants that.
I always say how great you guys are, so it's like,
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. No, I
We give
mean,
you love.
look, at this point, when you are given the gift of being around for as long as we've been around, you start to get past some of the early stuff. And there was certainly, people didn't like us for whatever reason, but it's benefited us in the sense that, the messaging behind the band or the idea behind the band has always been really about being kind of outside of normal culture or society and feeling like you're alone in a lot of ways. And in a strange way, that mentality that, certain like metal fans or whatever you want to say, in the early days had sort of galvanized our audience. And then the longer we've been around, we've been fortunate that people have come around to the band. And, I say it mostly joking. We're very fortunate to have the audience that we do. But, it certainly is there.
And speaking of good news, you mentioned it earlier. Last week was announced you're going to be touring. Black Veil Brides will be touring with Vile Valo.
Yes.
Now, is this the sexiest tour ever? Like I see this as a
Do you mean the people attending? Certainly.
attending performer. I saw the photo of you and Vile together, and I'm like, look at these handsome gentlemen together.
That was before I had this sort of, leash on my head.
No.
I feel like this whole interview. I'm
Gonna
sort
knock you down
Yeah.
a peg.
no, I appreciate that.
It's-
You're too sweet.
Well, hey, listen, I'm a fan of Cheekbones, and you guys look great in those photos, and I just think it's actually a really great pairing, right? Like he hasn't performed in quite some time, and I have to imagine growing up you were a him fan. Pretty exciting that you guys can be touring together.
It's kind of interesting. I like a couple bands that I later kind of came to really love. I kind of sort of missed the boat on him when I was a kid. Because as a kid, I was so obsessive about just the 10 punk rock bands that I loved and, psychobilly bands. And like that was the stuff that I listened to as a kid more than anything else. And so bands that were ironically sort of in a position that later Black Veil would occupy were sort of beyond the realm of what I wanted to listen to. The same thing with My Cam or these kind of bands. When I was like, if more than 20 people know about them, they must not be that good. But later on, I had a friend who introduced me, because the other thing is that growing up in the Midwest, and this is like pre sort of internet being what it is now, the information was so limited on what a band is versus like, I associated it with skateboarding, that the Heartagram logo. And I was a little bit of a skateboarder, but mostly a poser when it came to that stuff. Like I wasn't very good. So, I kind of saw it as almost like something that I wasn't, there was no entry point. And then I discovered that, this is actually the symbol for this band. And this is actually this incredible goth band in the vein of the stuff like Sisters of Mercy and Bauhaus and, the stuff that I really enjoyed, The Damned, as a kid. So I missed the boat, and I really caught up over the course of my adulthood in their catalog. And it's really a dream to go on tour with somebody that's really, I guess in a lot of ways, has experienced so much of the things that we've experienced, you know, and just even talking to Villa, learning from him in the limited time that I've known him or been able to speak with him, I think it's going to be a really informative process for us. And then we're also bringing out a band that I found recently that I should say I found. They're doing well, but I came across them called Dark Divine, who are you know, the next sort of generation of that kind of spooky gothy band. So I think it's a really cool package, and fans are going to enjoy the show.
I think I can speak for everyone and say that we're all really looking forward to that. And thank you so much for being here on the Power Hour. But will you stick around for a little bit to check out 2 new music videos?
I'll never leave. You can't make me.
Yes.
Deal. Okay, we are getting into our top 10 countdown, as voted by you, of course, and Andy is going to help us out.
And our first video on the countdown this week is a debut from last week. It's Hardy and the latest from his album The Mockingbird and the Crow. It's called Sold Out. It's here at number 10.
Grain, alcohol in my cup, got the whole house. Wall to wall and I still ain't sold out. Wall to wall and I still ain't sold out. Wall to wall and I still ain't sold out.
Well, there it is. Hardy at number 10 this week. His second video that's made the countdown, that's called Sold Out. And remember, look at the QR code below me and vote on all the videos you see here on the show. Andy, what's your feeling about Hardy?
I was not expecting how heavy it got. Like at the beginning, it was so country that, and you know, nothing against that, but I did not expect.
Yeah, more of a drawl, and then
When he goes wall to wall, it gets super heavy. So,
have you ever gone wall to wall?
I most of the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the way here, I was thinking about it. I didn't quite do it, but
Yeah.
All right, moving on to number 9. It's Royal Blood with Mountains at Midnight. Let's check out a little peek of it. Song Royal Blood. What did you think?
I thought it was great. I mean, I love the fact they're back. They're about to release their 4th album called Down to the Water Below. They're a 2-piece band, a drummer and a bass player, and they always sound extremely full. But some crazy stuff happened with them lately. Over in the UK, they were playing for a big pop audience for the BBC, and when they weren't getting the response that they liked, they basically flipped off the crowd, made a comment about them not liking rock music. I found it pretty humorous, to be honest with you. But
You know what,
It's pretty rock and roll.
I say Royal Blood, don't sing it, bring it. You want to play at a rock festival, come to the States and play Danny Wimmer Presents Festival. I'd
And-
love to come see you because
True.
when you go play a hipster festival, I know you sort of knew what you were getting into.
Well, here's the good news. They're playing Louder Than Life, so we're going to get to see them.
They're my dream come true. As someone who played lead bass in a band, there's always a fantasy. I didn't know you could be in a band without a guitarist, and I didn't know that you could do that. And if I'd known that earlier, I might not be on the show right now.
Well, I have tremendous respect for going out and being mad at an audience. You know,
We'll play a snippet of Andy a couple years back.
history. Specifically English festivals. As the only person I believe at this table who has shown my ass to 100,000 people at an English festival.
Yes.
More power to you, Royal Blood.
I tried. They wouldn't let me on stage, but I mean, it was one of those things. But I got to
Next
say,
time we play one of those,
you'll
can
let me
come
go out.
Yeah.
The best
Show
part of
my
the
ass?
story is
Okay,
when Andy
great.
tells his story is I went and showed my butt, but I didn't have a butt.
Yes, no butt.
So
The photos are it was actually the first time I realized I didn't have a butt. Like I thought I had a little butt. I knew I didn't have much, but then I saw photos, of me on stage, and I was like, that's just a back into legs. Like,
Yeah. But it's special.
It's the Hank Hill.
It's
Take
the
that.
Hank Hill.
Take that.
Yeah.
England.
Yeah. Well, they did.
Oh, well, Andy, thanks so much
Yeah.
for being here on the Power Hour on Access TV. We truly appreciate you coming into the studio and hanging out with us.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
And coming up, we will continue the top 10 countdown. Plus, we're going to see where the warning end up on our list.
All coming up on the Power Hour here on Access TV.
Welcome back to the Power Hour. It's your source for rock and metal, and I am Matt Pinfield.
I'm Josh Bernstein.
I'm Katie Babs.
And continuing with our top 10 countdown, the amazing Corey Taylor comes in this week, debuting at number 8 with the first video from his new album, CMF2. Is it 2?
CMF2.
2. Here it is. It's called Beyond. That's Corey Taylor and Beyond. Great video, great first single from his brand new forthcoming album. What
I
do you
love
think
it.
of
In the video, you see Corey battling all the other variations. It's sort of the multiverse of
Yeah.
Corey, and it's all his different costumes and looks over the years battling each other.
Yeah.
For supremacy.
Yeah.
So,
and of course, Cherry Bombs, his wife Alicia Taylor's group,
That's
is
right.
featured in the video as well.
Yeah, our friend Rage directed that video. Dale Registini is a great video director.
right.
And he works with a lot of hard rock and metal artists. So I thought that's why Corey hired him, and I'm sure he did.
well, we love Corey, loved having him here on the show. But our next track here, number 7, is by the mighty band Seven Dust. Now, they were number 1 last week with this video. They went all the way to the top, but they've dipped a little here, still on the list. But this is Fence, claymation, animation, fantastic.
Time to light the fuse.
All right, that was Fence by Seven Dust here on the charts at the number 7 spot. Guys, what do you think?
I thought it was great. You know, I love claymation. I have a claymation character, my Celebrity Deathmatch one, in glass that they gave me, you know, the animators over at MTV, and I would have let them use that to be in there, and at least if I was fighting. That's pretty cool.
You want to do a claymation cameo?
Yeah, if somebody, you know, anybody watching, if you're going to do a claymation video, like, please let my, it's been running.
We'll put Matt's.
My fighting character, which did win the
Earth
Celebrity
Link email
Deathmatch
here.
fight, by the way, has been sitting idle for about 30 years. So it'd be really nice to get that thing
Nice.
out there again.
Our next video coming in at number 6 is Metallica with Sleepwalk My Life Away.
Wake me, day after day repeating. Wake me, sleepwalk my life away.
Metallica at number 6 with Sleepwalk My Life Away. Something really cool. Rob of the band actually said as recently that he would like Slayer to cover 72 Seasons, the title track off of the record.
And get back together? That would be pretty amazing.
That'd be great too. And we saw Rob's son, Ty, last weekend playing with Suicidal Tendencies, which is
So
such
cool.
a full circle moment, taking his dad's old spot in the band. And, you know,
Yep.
turns out, as we found out, he did want a Pepsi.
Yeah, he did. Yes, that's right. Mike Muir wanted a Pepsi. He was
Confirmed.
Yeah.
We found out backstage. We asked always the hard-hitting questions. We're not afraid.
Always.
Very bold, very bold. Well, guys, this next one is at the number 5 spot for our friends in Shinedown who've been killing it on the charts lately. This is called The Symptom of Being Human, which I think we all can identify with.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm in a room where I don't belong, and the house is on fire and there's no alarm, and the walls are melting too. How about you? I've never been the favorite, thought I've seen it all, till I got my invitation to the lunatic ball, and my friends are
All right, that's the guys in Shinedown with A Symptom of Being Human.
We love Shinedown.
We love Shinedown.
You know,
It's a
how
little bit
can
of the
you
softer
not-
side.
How can you not love Shinedown? They're always doing good things for people.
Yep.
I mean, you know.
And
that-
always giving smaller bands a really great platform. They're taking out a band called Sleep Theory for a couple of shows, and they weren't even signed
Didn't
when
they
they
pay for
asked
Spirit
them.
Box's like missing gear last year?
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
They're
They're
always doing
shining
great
down on
things.
everybody.
They're just amazing humans,
Those
and they
guys.
put out amazing music. But moving on to the number 4 spot, you guys are so familiar with this one. It's Daughtry and Lizzie Hale with their Journey cover of Separate Ways.
someday love will find you. Break those chains that bind you. One night will remind you how we touched and we're not separate ways. If he ever hurts you, true love won't desert you. You know I still love.
Number 4, Daughtry and Lizzie Hale with their Journey cover of Separate Ways.
Those guys have been
We all
very
adore it.
busy, right? Chris Daughtry's been out on the road and he's getting ready to do that Stripped Down tour. And Hailstorm, Lizzie Hale, they have a new track out with Martina McBride.
Yes,
so they're
I saw
doing that
that.
whole country thing too. It's cool. I love when the genres mix together. Let's face it. We've had Hardy on the show, Jelly Roll, and when rockers get together with country artists or hip hop artists, it's a really cool thing.
We love it.
Well, still to come, we have your top 3 music videos, plus Nita Strauss is in the waiting room.
That's right. It's all coming up next here on the Power Hour on Access TV.
Welcome back to the Power Hour here on Access TV. Again, your source for all things rock and metal. I'm Matt Pinfield.
I'm Josh Bernstein.
I'm Katie Babbs.
And our next guest is an incredible guitar player. We're really excited to have her here. She blows us away every time we see her live, and she's got a new record coming out, and we debuted her new video earlier, but first, we're gonna see her #1 rock hit, a song that broke all records when it came out, her duet with David Draymond. Here's Nita Strauss and Dead Inside. Well, our next guest, we showed her brand new video this week with Dorothy, Victorious, and we're really happy to have here the amazing shredder, the incredible guitar player, an amazing woman you know as Nita Strauss. Nita, how are you?
What's up, guys? Thank you so much for having me back.
It's
So
good
great to see you.
here.
Well, we love it when guests come back and bring new videos with them, so that's quite a delight. What was it like filming this video with our friend Dorothy? It looks incredible.
Dorothy, I mean, what a talent. You know, what a powerhouse voice, performer. Her energy just lights up the room. You know, we had a bit of a long day on set, and she was a trooper. You know, you look at this video and you see, you know, badass, statuesque, you know, brunette, dressed to the nines in bare feet. And she had a whole outfit planned. And then we got in this boxing ring and her heels were like sinking into the boxing pad. And Dorothy is such a badass. She's like, great, no problem. I'll do it barefoot. Like, what kind of girl messes up the outfit like that and does a whole music video barefoot, like just like that on the fly? She's a rock star.
That is awesome. And I would love to know how long you guys have known each other, what the first interaction was like with Dorothy. Was it the music video, or had you guys met previously at a show or festival?
So we met at what is now Sonic Temple. I think it was Rock on the Range several years ago. She was performing, and I did actually the national anthem there a few years ago. And we just met in the artist village. You know, there's like that great little encampment at all the festivals where they, you know, different artists can just hang out, you know, go from dressing room to dressing room, meet each other. So we met there, we stayed in touch. And when I was picking out the different guests for this record, her name, you know, was obviously very, very top of our list. You know, there's a few people that were like, we've got to get so-and-so, and like Dorothy was one of them. And I think her voice and her vibe lend itself perfectly to this song.
One of my favorite things that I've seen you do, of course, is when you play at the LA Rams games, when you go out and perform. And the week I went this past year was not a great game for the Rams, but it was an incredible day for you because you were amazing. And I loved it, you know, and they have on the big screen, like they ask, what do you want Nita to play or shred to? And it was Welcome to the Jungle. And it was such a great thing. I always get so proud when I see you out there ripping, representing rock and roll and shredding on the guitar. How did that whole experience take place where you ended up becoming the Rams' official guitar player?
So I started working on and off with the Rams when the team first moved back to LA and we were still at the Coliseum. So I would go in and do a song here, a song, you know, the song the following year. I did the Sunday Night Football theme. I did America the Beautiful one year for the Salute to Service game. And we just worked so well together. You know, the fans, LA has such a strong rock vibe and community. The fans, I think, really just ate up having some live guitar music in there. And so when the team moved to SoFi and really revamped their whole entertainment selection that they had, they were like, hey, do you want to come on board and be a permanent part of this? So it's myself, a DJ. We have a Rams mariachi, a mariachi band that does like mariachi covers of rock songs and pop songs and Latin songs. And it's just it's a fun vibe. And I got a Super Bowl ring out of it. So win, 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 win. Not last year win, but the year before that win.
That's incredible.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Now you said you played the Rams games. You've toured the world with many different artists. You've even played WrestleMania. What is next for you that on top of, because I feel like you're hitting places that other artists have only dreamed
Great question.
Of playing. What's next for Nita? Is it Super Bowl? Is it jumping out of an airplane while playing? What is left to check off your bucket list?
That is a great question. I think honestly, the next big mountain to climb is going to be really lasering in on my solo music. You know, I feel like I've climbed a lot of mountains playing other people's songs, and now I want to bring my music, my band, these songs to greater heights and do bigger things with them. So that's the goal. That's the plan.
I was actually curious. We got to see you a couple weeks ago walking in Rockville. You've rejoined Alice's band. What is probably the best piece of advice maybe Alice has given you for your own career that you use in your daily life and as you pursue your solo pursuits?
So much. Honestly, Alice, like if you see Alice in Wayne's World, and you guys know, you had a chance to talk with him over there at Rockville as well. Like
he threw knives at us. I mean, when we came here.
Yes. Well, that's how you know he likes you. Alice is like a little boy on the playground. Like if he pulls your ponytail, that's how you know that he likes you. Like that's how Alice is. If you make it onto the throwing knife board, you know he likes you. He's taught me so much about so many things over, it's almost a decade we've been working together now. But my first week of rehearsal with him back in 2014, I remember being very timid and cautious, and like I really didn't want to get in the way too much. Like I've always been acutely aware of whose show it is, and I didn't want to like get out in his face or step in his spotlight or anything like that. And then that very first week, Alice pulled me aside after one run through of the set, and he said, "When it's your turn to solo, you are Alice Cooper. And you go out there and you make them pay attention to you. Like if they're not paying attention, you grab them by the throat and you make them pay attention to what you're doing." And clearly that is something that I've mastered since then.
And he doesn't mean literally. I mean, he wants you to grab. I mean,
he liked strangling a lot of people.
Yes,
absolutely. But I love that.
Nothing would make Alice Cooper happier than if I jumped off the stage and strangled somebody.
Yeah. But I love that he encourages you to be yourself and to shine. And I think that's the great thing about him,
Very much so.
You'll hear those stories about him and the way he treats his band members like yourself and his crew and everybody. He takes them out to dinner and just goes to the movies with them once a week. I just love those stories about him. It just feels like a family.
Well, thank you so much for being here and again sitting down with us and chatting about all this amazing music that you're coming out with. We truly appreciate it.
Oh, thank you guys so much for having me.
All right, that was Nita Strauss. I remember meeting her way back when she was in the Iron Maiden, as the all-female Iron Maiden tribute band, and now she's at the top of the mountain.
I would have loved to see him. Never saw him.
Me too. I'm actually surprised you never saw him.
Google it.
No, you know what? It was
Google it
really
now.
weird that I didn't get to catch them, but I wanted to go here.
Oh, that's how I met Nita. She was in the Iron Maiden, as the all-female Iron
amazing.
Maiden tribute band.
She must not have ripped those songs.
Oh yeah.
Well, still to come, we have your top 10 countdown as voted by you here on the Power Hour on Access TV.
Welcome back to the Power Hour here on Access TV. We've had some incredible videos tonight. I'm Matt Pinfield.
I'm Josh Bernstein.
I'm Katie Babs.
And let's take a look at the list that we've had so far.
One that really catches my attention is Corey Taylor, frontman of Slipknot, Once Upon a Time Stone Sour, and killing it in his solo work Beyond. That was number 8 on this week's countdown, and I love the music video. We were talking about it earlier, but it's so cool to see everything that he's doing because he really enjoys
You're
acting.
a sucker for a guy in an eye patch, I think.
Could be. Hey, don't you think, guys, he's one of the hardest working men in rock and roll? I mean, he's, with all the stuff that he has going on. It's between him and Maynard, Maynard Keenan.
He's prolific.
Now let's get into our top 3 music videos as voted by you on this week's countdown on the Power Hour. It goes to Wolfgang Van Halen, Mammoth WVH, with Another Celebration at the End of the World. That was previously your number 1 spot multiple weeks in a row. Your number 3 spot, Mammoth WVH with Another Celebration at the End of the World. Previously our number 1 spot.
Is Valerie Bertinelli not voting hard enough?
Yeah, what the hell, Val?
We got to get multiple accounts for her. Here to
Valerie, you need some burner accounts.
We do.
Get Wolfie's votes back up. Honestly, we love this video so much. It's been number 1 so many times. But I say, Wolfie, if you've been watching, I think we're ready for a new one.
Got to get a new clip before that album comes out.
Let's
August
do it.
4th is the album, Mammoth 2. We're looking forward to it.
And what's our number 2 spot, Matt?
I can't wait for this one. Let me tell you, it is the Foo Fighters. That's right. This is the epic song, the longest song they've ever recorded in the history of the band, and it's from their new album. It's called The Teacher. Check it out.
Where will I wake up? Where will I wake up? Hey kid, what's the plan for tomorrow? Where will I wake up? Where will I wake up? Who's at the door now?
That's our number 2 video, The Teacher, from Foo Fighters and their album. But here we are, the number 1 album, an incredible record that has so much emotion in these songs. And that song, as you can see in the video, is also about his mother, who passed away shortly after.
I have
Taylor
to say,
Hawkins
I
did.
have to call something out here. I feel like, tomfoolery. This guy sings his birthday song to you on stage, and now they're the number 2 band on the countdown.
Well, I had nothing to do with that. Everybody voted. It's the QR codes that are right below me right now. I mean, it was a really beautiful thing he did for me on my
The
birthday.
gig is up. The gig is up, Pinfield.
They think that I am.
Come on.
What is up with
It's
that?
funny. There goes my hero.
Now is the time. We have reached our number 1 spot, and I'm so freaking excited. I'm so glad that you went and voted. Don't forget about that QR code. Drum roll, please. It goes to The Warning with their single More. Let's get to it. That is your number 1 spot this week. The Warning with their latest single, More.
Guys, what incredible song. Congrats to the girls in The Warning. Further proof that this is an internationally fan-voted experience. Hit that QR code. Great, good, okay, not for me. We want to thank fans all over the world for watching, especially our friends in The Warning. Incredible job.
A little bit earlier, we showed you 5 brand new music videos, and we're going to check out another little snippet from Filter's latest right now.
Well, we love that new Filter video for Face Down. We'll see how it places next week and if it makes the countdown. And that's all up to you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of the Power Hour. We bring you all things rock and metal. We want to see you again next week. I'm Matt Pinfield.
Hey, it's Josh Bernstein.
I'm Katie Babs.
And we'll see you next week.